Hey, one quarter D, conducting another video. Today, let's talk about Pokemon Journey of the Series episodes 13 to 14 and part 2. So this video will be called Pokemon Journey of the Series part 2 review, which is episode 13 to 24. So let's begin. We left off with the previous episode where there's a Gigantamax turtle Pokemon, I forget the name, but it's from Sword and Shield, which I played and I love Sword and Shield, even if kind of distracted. But anyway, this episode introduces Pikachu with his Gigantamax, thanks to Leon teaching Ash how to use Gigantamax and the move change concept, which is kind of good. After that battle, the next day Ash wants to battle Leon, gets an invite, and discovers if he battles him for the cup officially, but he did a free battle, so Go didn't realize it, so great. And Ash loses his first encounter with Leon, which will be the next season. I'm betting he might win, even if that's not really an Ash thing, but I feel like his career is changing and he might get replaced, but only time will tell. So basically, this episode's great. Episode 13, great. Next episode is basically an episode where Ash encounters a giant Goluk or whatever the giant golem Pokemon from Gen 5. They go to the desert, find Egyptian. They encounter a shiny hunter, which is kind of like first time in the Pokemon franchise officially that we see a shiny hunter reference, which is kind of like a fetish people like to do for other Pokemon things. It's like the equivalent of getting a foil, but anyway, episode is great. Next episode is a Gengar's debut, which is kind of great and awesome, which build up from a previous episode back in part 1, but great thing. Next up is the Christmas episode. This episode, Go gets Cubone, and really his story arc of the season. Next episode would be another story plot point where Go basically Raboot evolves into, Solar Bunny evolves into Raboot, and Raboot becomes less thing. Next episode is Ash is ready to do his first real battle in the tournament against Lieutenant Surge. He battles him, great episode. Great return of callback from Gen 1, so good. Next up is the next episode is a Ditto plot, random kids, like bunch of kids that Ash and Go have to babysit kids for like an exam thing with the professor, not professor, but their assistant professor, and basically puts on first, but they get distracted by other things, and this episode's great. Next up is an episode about a Ditto who gets stage fright and scared, teams up with Team Rocket, which is kind of funny because one of the early episodes had a scene where Go didn't know what a phone booth was, and that was basically their base is underneath a phone booth, which is kind of funny but stupid because no one uses it. So, funny joke, great plot. Next up is the introduction of Ash finally getting a Pokemon that everyone wanted back in Gen 4, Riolu, or Lucario, but maybe Riolu for now, only time will tell. But basically, this episode is great because the eggs try to evolve, and they explain that something I forgot, and that is Gen 2, Professor Elm's whole character was about eggs. That's his skill, which is kind of funny, because you don't know why eggs exist for Pokemon, for no one seen a Pokemon having sex. Don't know where the egg goes. Sorry, that was funny, but, Next few episodes include, it's a good episode. That episode's good. Next episode is Raboot leaves. Go thinking Raboot leaving when they go to Hoenn. Wait, that's not right. Sorry, I meant to say Beautifly. Counter some Beautifly, they fly, and basically that episode was they do Beautifly, then the thing with Raboot, which is kind of funny of a plot point, but great. Then next up is our two more episodes to go, which are basically an episode where Ash encounters some Yeah, so this next final episode I think we are in, which is basically the episode where Ash basically encounters, go to a spa, Team Rocket gets a note for a party and they're not invited. Turns out it's another bunch of Team Rocket. So Team Rock, Jesse James and Meow scam, they team up with the Twerps, aka Ash and Go, and basically use Ash and Go secretly without admitting that they really helped just for the sake of with southern accents, which is kind of funny. And this episode is a good way for an ending, even if there's no clip. It's kind of a funny ending. And I'm betting part 3 coming up in December will go up to before the 4-part Sword and Shield subplot. Focused subplot. Only time will tell if they do that for part 3. Just to come and saying bye-bye for now. And I'm sorry that Michael Bailey wasn't here, but Bailey is here because he's me, and I will explain it some other time. Just come in saying bye-bye for now.